Hi everyone, this is Ram and welcome to my channel Code with Ram. I will be creating a series of videos on web scraping using Python, wherein I talk elaborately about scraping data from web pages, parsing HTML and XML files, and extracting data from them. And this is the first video in that series, so let's get started. Okay, let's talk about the definition of web scraping. Web scraping is the process of using code to automatically extract content from web pages. That is what we are going to achieve using Python, right? We are going to write a script that will make a request to an external web page, fetches its HTML code, and using Beautiful Soup, we'll be discussing later, using a module called Beautiful Soup, we'll extract information from this HTML web page. And it's a web scraping script can help you automate the process of extracting information from other websites. Yes, it lets you extract information from other websites and convert it into a suitable format, maybe to a JSON format or a CSV format or an XML format, as per your need, and it will make it easier for further analysis and use for other projects. Even people like data scientists or data engineers, they need information, they procure information from many sources, and web scraping is one such space where people can get information from. And how to scrape using Python. So how are we going to scrape, you do this web scraping using Python? There are certain modules that we use for web scraping purpose, and those are listed below. One of it is called Beautiful Soup, and this is used to pull or extract data from HTML or XML files, and this is used for scraping static web pages. So static web pages are those web pages where the information is pretty static and it's not changed unless someone physically changes it at the back end. So that's a static web page. And we also use a module called request. Request is a HTTP request. It's a module used for making HTTP requests to a source, like HTTP request, like GET request or a port request, post request or a put request. So it makes things easily to first request and then get information from a certain web page. And then we use Selenium. If you are from testing background, automation testing, they use this tool called Selenium for testing purposes. So it's the same thing. This Selenium is used for scraping dynamic web pages. And what are dynamic web pages? Dynamic web pages are those kind of web pages where the data is being loaded by JavaScript on a certain event, like you click a button and something in the DOM gets hidden or something is added up, something is shown up. So in that case, we use Selenium. In the case of dynamic web pages, Beautiful Soup will not work because the data is not static. It changes accordingly to the responding to the events that user does, like clicking, scrolling, or whatever. And next is the prerequisites. You need to have just a basic knowledge of HTML. You don't need to be an expert in that. Just basic HTML, like what are the different tags, what are the elements, and what are the attributes. Attributes are attributes are like you have a class, you have an ID, you have a data part, and those are called attributes. And you should also understand the parent-child relationship and what is a sibling. Now, all these things are required to identify where exactly is the data present in the DOM, and you need to identify that position and scrape it. So, for that purpose, you need to have just a basic knowledge of HTML. And also, there are some don'ts that you need to keep in mind before web scraping, because you are automating the process, right? So, if a human does it, he won't be sending some 100 requests within a very short span of time. So but whereas a script will do that. So in that case, not all websites will allow scraping, since it puts a lot of load on their servers, because you'll be sending some hundreds of requests to the server, so that will hurt the performance of that server. So always bear in mind, don't overdo it. And also read the terms of service. Every site will have this terms of service that will tell you whether scraping is allowed on their website or not, and that. So please read the terms of service before proceeding with web scraping and adhere to it. And also there is a important thing called robots.txt file. This is a text file that says if scraping is allowed, and if it is allowed, what parts of this site can be scraped and what parts cannot be scraped. So that's what a robots.txt file. You could access that easily, like if the address of a web page is like, let us say, example.com. If you want to access robots.txt of that particular website, you could just do example.com/robots.txt and you'll have a text file mentioning all the details of whether to scrape or what to scrape and what not to scrape. So please respect the robots.txt, because if you don't do it, it will have some unexpected consequences like blocking out your IP and all. And the last and the most important thing is, do not overdo it, because if you do it frequently, it's unethical, right? You're putting a lot of load on their servers and hurting their business. So please don't overdo it. And I want to share a scenario, a personal experience where in the last year I was doing this web scraping to scrape information about COVID cases all over the world from a website. And what I was doing is, I was like sending some multiple requests. Like I've literally sent some 20 to 30 requests within a very short span of time. And after some time, I was not able to access the information. So what happened was, they have blocked my IP, blacklisted my IP for 24 hours. And these are the consequences that you're going to face if you overdo it. So please bear in mind, don't overdo it. And these are the steps involved, like how we do it in Python. So the first step is, you must first have the URL address of the website that you're going to scrape, or the HTML code if you want to extract information from a HTML code from your system. Even that is fine. And then if it's a URL, then we have to make a HTTP request, a HTTP GET request, using the request module for this. So you make a GET request using this request module, and you get a response from the server, like that is the entire HTML code as a response. And the third thing is, you convert that response to a soup object with the help of this beautiful subject that we have just discussed in the module section. So using this beautiful soup module, we could convert that response from the server to a soup object, so that it's easy to go through the HTML document, extract information or add in new information and all that. And we use selectors to find the data from the soup. Yes, if you want to select a particular data, only a particular set of data from the HTML, like only you just need a tabular data. So in that case, you just find the table. So table is a selector. You just find table, get the information from table, and store it somewhere. And at the last, when you have the data, like I've discussed earlier, presenting or storing the data, you could store that data in like in a CSV format or in a JSON format, or you could store that in a database or an XML format, anything. So that's how, these are the steps involved in web scraping. I hope this is clear. And let's code now. That's all with the theory part. Now let's get into coding.